Hey guys, how's it going? Had a good realization today. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been doing practicing like being authentic and trying to figure out what to do, when to speak, when to act. Just like breaking everything down, and it just comes down to this simple principle of getting outside your comfort zone. Everybody knows this shit. Not everybody practices it though. And when you start getting outside your comfort zone, everything you want is on the other side of fear. The only thing to fear is fear itself. And all these little quotes, all these little truisms all connect and all start to make a lot of sense. Um, you got to keep climbing up the mountain and keep pushing, and we must lift as we climb. And first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Like that. Like you can go on forever about all these different quotes, and they all make sense under the principle of getting outside your comfort zone and pushing and going, and not just being philosophy doing um, not just being like doing armchair philosophy, but actually getting out there and doing stuff, and experiencing more, and just doing what you need to do to get where you want to go, because you're not just going to get there by sitting on the couch. You got to actually take action, and you're not like really a hero overnight, but you are, because it starts there. It starts small. It starts immediately. But then it builds. So if you want to be a great person, you got to do great things, and you can't skip steps. So, you baby step, inch by inch is all a cinch. You just take your time. You just every day just be facing a fear, because there's fear and love, the two emotions, the two motivators of action. And if you don't know, if you're like, oh, I'm not sure what, not really sure about love. Like, what is love? Like, it's kind of airy. Like, if you're not sure about that, then you know what fear is. So facing fear must be overcoming fear, which must be love. So you just do that. You figure out what love is through fear. And so just you got to have a vision, and you got to start with why as well. You got to have something you want more than, because as Osho says, as you meditate, your intelligence will be growing as well. And he says, do the new thing, do the hard thing, do do the thing that you're not used to. Take the decision that's more challenging, and with that, your consciousness will be growing. Because this is the thing, bro. Meditation is everything, but it is also, you can just like sit in a cave and meditate, or you can go about your life and meditate. So meditation is a being, it's not a doing. It's something that you take with you no matter what you're doing. So you might as well just do the best you can on both dimensions, on the deeper dimension and on the superficial dimension. Meditate, and that will start to remove some of the fears. But as Eckhart Tolle says, if you face the fear of that thing is removed, and it goes away. So what you want to do is meditate as a being, and then on a doing level, you want to face fears and overcome challenges and live your best life. It's just like, and then what happens is the fear and excitement are kind of like the same energy, and then when you start to capitalize on that fear and you start to conquer that fear, it becomes exciting, and then you start to feel excitement. So many things will click as well. Like, the thing is, you'll start to attract better people as well. Like, you'll start to, you're not alone in this journey. Like, you attract what you are, right? Law of attraction, simple formula for law of attraction. Yeah, you are what you attract what you are. But yeah, and the more you like get outside your comfort zone and do that stuff, you're going to start to attract people who are also doing the same thing, which is going to make it easier. And then you're going to get a network, and then your net worth is going to equal your net worth, and everything's just going to go up. Health, wealth, love, and happiness, the 4 pillars of the good life, are all going to go up. Anyway, so if there's a takeaway from this video, it's just get outside your comfort zone, do the things that scare you, and it gets exciting, it gets fun. The challenge, you start to just want it. You start to want it. But also you got to find your why. You got to be like, okay, so I want to conquer this fear because as Osho says, your intelligence will be growing with meditation. So it's like, do I want my own intelligence? It's like, yes. It's like, okay, so you have to conquer fear. So one thing could be intelligence. That could get you going. Another thing could be your dream life. Do you want your dream life? It's on the other side of fear. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Do you want to be happy? Happiness comes from awareness, and awareness from attention, and attention from intention, and intention from desire. But And yeah, and you will be happy with meditation, and then you won't like you'll get to a point where you'll just want to be, and you'll just be happy like sitting on the couch doing nothing, and you'll actually be helping the world, because the greatest service you can render the world is your own self-realization. But the next best thing, not the next best thing, but a better thing than that is the greatest service we can render the world is everyone's self-realization. And you do that by raising the frequency, and it doesn't really matter what you do, but on a level it does. It's weird. It's weird. I'm still trying to connect all the dots, but one thing I know is just like you become dumber when you don't face fears. You literally do. And I experienced that today, and you start to access more positive parallel realities. You start to literally like you see life changing before your eyes. So like you'll go to do something, and then if you hesitate, then you start to notice like people start to dominate you, and like, you know, take advantage of the fact that you're in fear. But if you start to climb the mountain, if you start to face the fear, if you start to get out there and do your thing, and don't be afraid, and do it like you could never fail, or do the like, yeah, there's different questions you can ask yourself to figure out what you should be doing. But most of the time you kind of know what you've been doing, like what you've been doing for the last past 10 years. What do other people compliment you on? There's different questions you can ask, but that might be a different topic for a different day. But basically, where was I going? Yeah, you'll be more intelligent, and yeah, you'll be in a situation, and then when you do conquer the fear, everything switches, and then people might start like, you'll like, it's just, your life will just get better, and it's just drop by drop the bucket fills. It doesn't fill in big pods, because you're only given one moment at a time. So, you know, it's what you do now. It's now or never, you know, like it's what you do now that will get you your dream life. And you just take steps every day. You just ask yourself the question, what can I do today to move me towards my ideal life? And yeah, there's like practical things you can do, and you will do those, but also it's living from the heart. It's living from a space of like, I don't know what today is going to bring, but I'm open for it, and I'm going to tackle my challenges the best that I can. But basically, you're going to start in like a foggy room. You're going to start with not much like foresight into where you're going. But then slowly, as you take more action, as you start to get the ball rolling and you get momentum, you're I say a lot. I got to work on that. Anyway, try not to say anyway, but I'm just gonna ignore it. Yeah, so you start as you take more action, things become clearer, and you get more foresight, and you get more like vision power, and your mind's more sharp, your words are more on point, you're finding the right words, you're in your flow, everything's just going well. And this is only one day of doing this, and I'm feeling like so great. So if one day can do this, it's never too late, bro. Like I've got this quote, and it says, it takes 5 minutes to see if the technique's working, and 1 day to change your life. And it still applies. I used to just apply that to meditation techniques, but this applies to all techniques. It applies to everything. It applies to absolutely everything, because everything starts immediately. Whatever you do, if you start it, it starts immediately. So where focus goes, attention, where focus and attention goes, energy flows. So just focus on what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and go for it. All right, peace. Jules out.